Good morning, and welcome to another episode of JanisLamb and Everyday Chaos. We are doing the documentary series today. It's 5 a.m. I wanted to share something with you, but I also have to share something else with you real quick. Just got dropped a bomb the other day. And on the bright side, I officially am not crazy. I was feeling really crazy. Do you know how deja vu works? You know how, like, you can see like a glimpse of something happening and then it happens and you're like, whoa, I just had deja vu. Right? Well, when you can do that about someone else's life, like see into their future, I don't know, like my ex's dream, um, literally came true. That's called deja rev. You can look it up. Literally everything has come true. One of the last, not the last, but one of the last predictions in the dream just got revealed, and I'm officially not crazy. So thank God for that. But I feel crazy because it makes me want to go crazy. Okay, so like everything, literally everything. He's like 12 years is gonna go by, and 3 years before the 12 years, you're gonna sustain a couple head injuries. They're gonna be a year apart from each other. They were. We're gonna get into those. Don't worry. And then it was like the 12th year that somehow I get like we get magnetically pulled back to each other somehow, and I start his awakening. That freaking came true. My mom is a witness. Ooh, and then all the way down to the red truck that I drive. What just now was revealed to me just the other day. The beer can. It started with the beer can incident and betrayal trauma and stuff like that within my marriage. And a recent fight that we had, I did kind of open the door for open marriage. I suggested it because he doesn't want therapy, so I had suggested open marriage. So it's kind of, I can't really be mad. I can't be mad. I can't be mad at all. Like, I already saw this coming. It was already part of the whole prophecy dreams coming true, and literally that was. I'm not crazy though, because it all freaking came true. Every little thing, every little thing, every little thing. And we're going to get into those stories, but we have, because it's a documentary, we have to stick to a timeline because it's all connected. And I need you to remember the Sanral accident, okay? Just keep that in the back of your mind because it's important on how it's all connected, okay? Whew. That bombshell, man. But it's like, you guys, you have to make it normalized with, we still have kids to raise, and they need loving, kind, caring parents, and we can't be that to them. If I'm angry about it, and if he's angry, and if we're angry, like, it's cool, dude. We can be best friends. I don't know. If God wants that to work, he'll make it work. If not, like, clearly all the other prophecies are coming true, so I don't know. And I told him that. I actually told him about all that. So, dropped a bombshell. I dropped a bombshell. It is what it is. Now that cat's out of the bag. But we are going to get into all of it because it's all connected. It's all crazy. It's all part of it. So now I got you hooked on. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I need you to not, like, be angry for me or sad or whatever. Like, don't. Because of the higher purpose of the point of all these things and the meaning of unconditional love. because that's super important toward the end, and we'll get into that. But I need to share something with you. The whole point of me doing documentaries, okay, this was my great grandma, and she wrote this book about all of like how history was, like what they went through, how it was growing up. We hail from Caliente in Rainbow Canyon in Nevada, and I mean that's where they settled. And then they moved where I live now, which is super cool. I was born and raised in Reno, and I don't like the city, so I moved elsewhere. And apparently, her husband, my grandpa, was the mayor of the town that I live in for some time. And they are all buried here at the cemetery. So I like literally moved back to my roots, which is so cool with how everything's all connected. Just go back to your family tree. So cool. But yeah, I wanted to share something out of this with you, and I'm trying not to make all these episodes really long. So I'm just going to try and do as many as I can today and within the next couple of days. That way we can just get these out of the way and I can get to my point. And then the rest of YouTube is just, the rest of my life that you see, and that will be a documentary in itself. So anyway, yeah, we have the technology to do it. We don't have to write it anymore. The technology's right here. And it's cool because of the bigger connection of all how we literally can't talk. We literally get to add our life experience. It's like we get to add it to the Bible in a sense, because we also have to go through trials and tribulations, and we are all spirits having a human experience. None of us are perfect. Seriously, none of us are perfect. Literally, so in my family line, I'm actually called to be a healer, and I can't heal others if I'm blocked internally because of what other people might do to me behind my back or whatever. I can't be blocked by that, or I won't have that gift, right? And that's a gift. So I can't. Literally, I can't. So like, whatever. Anyway, so I want to share something in here. It's actually really cool, and it does apply to today. Oh, where'd you go? Okay. Apparently, I was rereading it, or whatever. No, that's not it. Hold on. Okay, so you know how we're like becoming conspiracy theorists and stuff, and I just really wanted to share something really cool about. Okay, this part is section 1, part 4, medical care of the times. Conventional care. Early settlers in the Middle Valley Wash in 1875, with the nearest medical doctor residing 32 miles distance at Pioche, were dependent on their own medical knowledge and skills to treat those in need of medical care. You know, the thing they don't want us to know anymore, how to treat ourselves. In an effort, remember this is for entertainment purposes, in an effort to provide the best medical care possible for the sick or wounded, consultation with and the service of those having any medical knowledge were sought. Paiute Indian medicine men, housewives, midwives, and those men who treated ailing animals, self-styled veterinarians. In every household, 2 books were considered to be absolutely necessary: the Bible and the doctor book. The Bible provided spiritual guidance, and the doctor book contained information about everything else: recipes for concocting medicine, brewing herbs, and sewing, cooking, tanning leather, diagnosing illnesses, and delivering babies. Medical advice was often provided in other books. Many cookbooks and monthly magazines devoted a section of the book to medical treatment, including the White House Cookbook and the Ladies' Home Journal. Interesting. They don't do that anymore. Treatment of disease or illness by the women folk was the usual procedure. Comparison of symptoms, diagnosis or illness, and the brewing of medicine were done as instructed in the doctor book, and more often than not, the patient was cured. Babies were usually delivered by midwives. Bearing complications all went well, but when difficulty was encountered, the lives of both mother and baby were in jeopardy. The Paiute medicine man. People residing in the Meadow Valley Wash were hours away from immediate professional medical care. J.D. Campbell, residing 30 miles northward in Pioche, was their nearest doctor. Many times they engaged the Paiute medicine man to care for their injury or illness. Many of the 1,235 Indians residing in Lincoln County in 1880 lived in a teepee village in the Meadow Valley Wash. The medicine man treated their injuries and ailments by using his professed supernatural powers of healing and administered a concoction of various seed, herbs, mystical brews, and snake oil. Many miraculous cures were manifest. Some failure resulted also. The ranchers and the Paiute Indians residing there became friends. Even nowadays, failures also result in the medical system. They were known to each other on a first-name basis, and they enjoyed an amicable relationship. Joseph, Joe Conway, a Meadow Valley Wash cattleman, owned a team of skittish horses. They were a well-bred, well-matched pair of dapple gray horses driven almost exclusively by Joe Conway. They were his pride and joy, but they were easily spooked. These fine horses also had a tendency, when frightened, to break into a run and become most difficult to manage. Joe Conway was injured when his... Sorry, I just realized it might be Conaway, but I'm calling it Conway. Was injured when his favorite team of horses did just that, causing him to lose control of the reins. He was thrown from the wagon. He landed on his feet and suffered a broken ankle. The Indian medicine man was contacted immediately and set the broken ankle. Unfortunately, the result was less than satisfactory. Joe limped through the rest of his life on a crooked ankle. They still remained friends. He'd been given the best care available. And remember, they didn't have x-rays back then, so it's not like he could have told himself, okay, this is the right position. You know what I mean? The medicine chest potpourri. This will be the last part that I share with you. So the medicine chest in each household was well stocked with medical supplies, including bandages made from old sheets or flour sacks, syrup, a concoction of boiled honey, onions, and vinegar for sore throats, sulfur to be blown through paper tubes into the throat to relieve inflammation, Hall's Canker Cure, a medicine purchased at the drugstore for sore throats and diphtheria, mustard made into a paste used for making poultices to relieve aching backs and congested lungs, seeds to be boiled and made into a paste to draw infections from boils, Lysol and carbolic acid to prevent infection in abrasions and wounds, Kickapoo Joy Juice, a Paiute Indian concoction which possibly did not cure the ailment but made the patient oblivious to any pain or discomfort, Trib, a horse liniment used to relieve sore muscles of people as well as horses, Brigham tea, brewed from an herb growing in the meadows and on the hillside, used to calm shattered nerves, Epsom salts, steeped in a basin of hot water to soothe aching feet, also used for sitz baths. Calomel, Calomel, so calamo, I don't know, whatever. A purgative, which was a harsh treatment taken to cure all internal ailments. Lydia E. Pinkham, I don't know what that is. A tonic for weak women. Syrup of figs, a laxative for small children. Ipecac, so IPECAC, used as an emetic for poisoning. Whiskey, used to dull the senses, and an anesthetic and a sure cure for all ailments. No wonder drugs available. The use of the so-called wonder drugs, perfected in the 1900s, included, among others, antiseptics, antioxidants, antibiotics, and sulfa drugs. Could have prevented much suffering and death. The people residing in the Meadow Valley Wash during the 1800s and early 1900s had no such options available. Homemade remedies and available patent medicines were ineffective in combating the dreaded diseases of smallpox, whooping cough, diphtheria, measles, and a serious infection known as childbed fever, which often proved fatal for the mother of a newborn child. Not only was it necessary for the pioneer settlers of the Meadow Valley Wash to have the physical stamina to wrest a livelihood from the virgin soil, it was also necessary for them to have the mental stamina to withstand and successfully cope with the stress caused by tragedy and disaster which tested them to a breaking point. Kind of crazy. And it's crazy that we still suffer a lot of these things even today. It's like it constantly just repeats and repeats until someone learns the lesson. You're going to constantly go through trials until you learn the lesson. It's how you elevate. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to end this video here, and then we'll get into the next stories, okay? Remember, sticking to a timeline because it all is connected. All right, I will see you in a little bit. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. See ya.